Welcome to Prisma. My name is Ashley, and I'm excited to share with you all about Prisma's philosophy, design, our approach to education, and what we believe about learning, so that you can determine whether you believe the things we do too, and whether our community of educators and families is a fit for you. We all want the absolute best for our children. And at Prisma, we distill all of our goals and values down into two major buckets. The first is that we want kids to love learning. So we want to foster their curiosity, unleash their creativity, help them connect the learning so that it feels meaningful. It feels like it has a purpose in the real world. And to make Prisma a place where kids want to show up each day, they're excited to do their personal best, and they feel that sense of connection in a community of peers and mentors who care about them, celebrate them, support, and challenge them. The second is that we want to equip young people with the skills they'll need to thrive in the future. The traditional system isn't equipping kids with those real world, future ready skills that they will need for the world they're stepping into, where we need to be adaptable, creative, flexible, critical thinkers who know how to solve problems, where we need to be resilient in the face of challenge and take productive action towards goals that we care about. Even in the most academically rigorous and prestigious schools, sometimes kids are still taught to just regurgitate information and memorize for tests rather than diving deep into learning that's meaningful and connected to how things work in the real world. So we've built Prisma to be a place where kids get to be makers, builders, doers, and creators today. Prisma learners are in grades 4 through 12. Their families live across the globe, and some are homeschoolers, some are traveling, world schooling, or value flexibility in some way. Others have parents who are entrepreneurs or really want that future ready approach to education. We have learners who are incredibly accelerated and have been bored in a traditional academic environment. Children who were struggling and now have the support and accommodations that they need to thrive. Prisma learners graduate with an accredited U.S. private school diploma that meets university entrance requirements both in the United States and abroad. It's incredibly important to us that a Prisma education both opens doors and equips kids with the skills that they will need to thrive in their post secondary experience. When we built Prisma, we started from scratch. So we researched, what does it take to do good work? What are those key foundations of human thriving? And we determined there are four meta skills, so four core competencies that determine whether someone goes on to be an adaptable, thriving adult who's able to persist in the face of challenge and make a positive impact. And we call these four skills the Prisma powers. The first is applied curiosity. We believe the deepest learning happens through intrinsic motivation rather than via external rewards. So, we designed Prisma's curriculum to be intentionally comprehensive and standards aligned while allowing for a ton of choice to match your child. So, we took US, UK, and Australian standards, we wrapped them all together, and then we mapped them out over the 4th through 12th grade experience to ensure that each child is learning everything that they need to know and then infusing a ton of choice within our interdisciplinary themes. We also balance high rigor and academic challenge with accessibility and accommodations and support where needed. So Prisma really does have a spot for everyone. There's a cohort for everyone and a mentor coach who matches each child. It's really just finding that unique spot and what your child needs in terms of that personalized learning experience to support them, challenge them, and help them to grow in the ways that are uniquely right for them. We believe learning should have a purpose in the real world, so we embrace interdisciplinary learning by creating Prisma themes that infuse academics with real world skills like data analysis, financial literacy, design thinking. You'll also see project based learning throughout our curriculum, where learners are given diverse opportunities to build and create in different contexts and using different tools. We want them to learn to love the hard work and process of building a meaningful project by practicing those skills a lot. And project based learning trains kids to be doers and equips them with the skills that they will need to be highly effective adults. We talk about hard fun a lot at Prisma, and that's that process of loving the learning that comes through a challenge, through learning to build, do, and make something, learning that creative process of taking an idea from seed to completion and taking productive action along the way towards your goals, the process of giving and receiving feedback and iterating to do your personal best. Another of the Prisma powers is an innovator's mindset. So, we believe learning happens through making and doing, and we believe that kids should learn how to think, not what to think. So, critical thinking, an adaptable, flexible, problem-solving approach to learning will serve kids today and in their future. The third is communication and collaboration. We believe learning happens in community, and the Prisma community is the most exceptional I've ever seen. Parents regularly say that the biggest surprise they have, and I think learners too say this, is the community. Like how authentically kind and connected it is, how people show up for each other, how warm and meaningful the friendships and relationships are that are formed, how much kids feel loved and seen and valued by their coaches. You really do have to see it to believe it. So every Prisma learner is part of a tight knit cohort. They have a mentor coach who invests in them. Live workshops are collaborative and interactive. They're engaging, they aren't lectures. And there are tons of social opportunities through enrichments and clubs and lounges and in person meetups and endeavors to create a rich experience for kids so that they feel like they're part of a community that values them and that they're excited to be part of. And research shows that when personalized learning happens in community, academic outcomes accelerate. The other thing is that the Prisma community offers both structure and flexibility. So the lifetime is incredibly meaningful, purposeful, interactive. And Prisma coaches are both leading that lifetime and then working with each learner also one on one via their personalized academics that connect with their interests, their growth needs, and goals. The last of the Prisma powers is initiative and follow through. Not all important growth is academic. And at Prisma, executive functioning and social emotional learning and other essential adult skills are worked on as a child evolves through their 4th through 12th grade experience at Prisma. So in lower school, maybe there are daily goals. In middle school, those turn into weekly goals. And then in high school, you're largely managing yourself in time. And coaches work with learners one on one to grow those skills. Prisma's approach to assessment is mastery based. So in grades 4 through 8, learners earn badges for mastering grade level specific skills and academic competencies. And then in high school, learners have a GPA on their accredited Prisma transcript. You can see the courses that they've taken and the credits that they've earned. It looks very traditional, but the way they get there is incredibly innovative and personalized, which you can learn more about if you look at our high school video. While we aren't big believers in the conventional approach of rote memorization, testing, and quizzes as a day to day measure of learning, we do administer nationally recognized assessments. So, via the NWA MAP assessment, Prisma learners are consistently achieving over 206% of expected growth annually in math and 176% of annual expected growth in reading. And growth like this is possible because of that personalized learning, because of that belief that learning should be hard, fun, and connect to each child's interests, feel meaningful and valuable to them, have a purpose in the real world, and match the level of rigor and challenge that each child needs. In addition to being accredited, Prisma High School is approved by the NCAA. We have National Honor Society, AP courses. You can dual enroll and take university and high school course credit concurrently. We also have a Merit Scholars track. You can do an Impact Fellowship. Every learner has a robust portfolio with a year-long capstone that they've done. They do an internship, and all of this reflects their passions and their interests. And there's a Launchpad program too that's all about that future planning. Prisma High School checks all the boxes that are needed for doors to be open to your child, including at the most prestigious post-secondary institutions. Our learners, on average, are graduating and receiving over $100,000 in university scholarships per child. Their college acceptance rate is phenomenal. The average SAT and ACT score is substantially above the US national average. And you know already, we're not all about testing as a measurement of learning, but when our learners do sit for those exams and apply to university, they're having incredible outcomes. But at Prisma, we don't only celebrate these conventional metrics of success. They are important, and we also celebrate when a child who was previously homeschooled and felt isolated now has a vibrant community of friends that they're excited to learn with each day. We celebrate when a child who was previously bored and checked out at school now finally has the level of rigor and challenge that they need, so their curiosity is ignited and they're diving deep into this personalized learning. We celebrate when kids who've previously felt restricted now have the flexibility that they need, or a child who has a learning difference now has the support that they need, right? Prisma is incredibly personalized. It really is designed to match each child uniquely. And you can see how all of this evolves through a learner's experience from lower school, 4th and 5th grade, into middle school, 6th through 8th grade, and then in through their high school experience through the subsequent videos that are available to you. At the end of every child's Prisma experience, Whether that's through middle school or high school graduation, we want each child to come away with everything I've talked about here. So, that love of learning, the skills that young people will need to be equipped to walk through any door, that self knowledge to know which doors are right for me that match my passions and who I am and what I'm uniquely excited to contribute in the world. And that they'll have been loved and celebrated and experienced connection and joy and this interesting, engaging, personalized curriculum along the way.